Number 44. Hi, Margaret. I'm Sadie, and this is Justin. We are continuing to work on this Phoenix. So yeah, this is the show where we learn to paint together. We were using the Learn to Paint Kit core skills and layer up. Now we're off on our own. We're unscripted and full of surprises. Rings raccoon, chewy boots, I may be one. Hello. Um, Today we're going to be continuing to give away the phthalo blue, green, and clear orange for every 5 subs. Gift subs, resubs, prime subs. Thanks, Rings Raccoon. Um, yeah. What are the prime subs called now?
Prime Gaming subs, I think is what they're called.
Prime gaming subs. So, um,
Also, I got a AFK for a second, so.
yeah, he's got a AFK. Um, Jedi Jared. So I'll show you these. You can do lots of pretty things with them, which I did last time to make a violet. My nails are awful. They're not dirty. It's pigment. Pigment, like hair color, like kind of nail polish, anything else, it's gonna stick to places that are dry. And since I wash my hands a lot, like around my cuticles and kind of like under my nails are bad. And they just get bad like right away as soon as I refill pigment. So forgive me. Got kind of mechanic hands. I'm starting to like get better though, because for a while I was getting calloused here, and it's because the way I pick up 5-gallon buckets, I can't pick them up from the handle. It hurts too bad. It's like too much pressure on one little spot. So I picked them up underneath, and it was wearing at them, and they were getting stained too. So that's that. So we're gonna continue our little Phoenix here. I've been using the clear phthalos. I think I'm gonna adjust this down. He's a cute little guy. Hi, Dark Humane. LT Floby. Oh yeah, I think we were about to do his eyes last time. And I was thinking about going like really bright and crazy, but I kind of want I don't know if you've ever had a cat with this coloring, but I used to have a ginger cat with like the prettiest amber eyes. So I'd like to make like a amber colored eye. But I have like a very limited palette here, so maybe I'll start with Harvest Brown. And I'll definitely need my glasses. So, has anybody had anything wild and exciting going on this week? Howdy, Dave Dwyer. We're just working. I keep hearing that we've got our new Audrey coming back, and I'm really excited. And I'm excited to have a new crew kind of see, because really I feel like the time you learn most about a new machine like that is when you first get it, because that's when it's functioning at its best. And with machines, sorry, I have to dig for my brushes that I want to use. With machines, you kind of want to know when they're first starting to not function in the same way. And these machines, it's like they don't have a check engine light or a this is out light or whatever for the most part. I mean, there's some stuff that indicates whatever, but they take attention and love. Ooh, happy birthday, Doso. Hang out with family. I hope everybody's staying safe. I think we're now in the 3rd wave of the cocoa, and I probably shouldn't call it that, but whatever. That's what I'm calling it. It puts a nice spin on it because I hate it and I'm sad, and I know everybody hates it and they're sad, but just gonna go ahead and state the obvious, and I hate it and it's sad. I don't like it. Over it. But yeah, staying distant. I like that. Afternoon, Valander. Hopefully, Valander, somebody helped you figure out that paint, because I totally forgot until the last minute on the light. What did we call it? The light teal or turquoise or cyan. I can't remember. Varl B gem. But yeah. Okay. So, did I? Yeah, I did. Ended up getting the green. Yeah, I do remember the green. But yeah. I've been working on a huge, kind of weird order, like something we do occasionally, and it's gotten me so frustrated. There's slight variations in our, how am I going to do this? In our ingredients or supplies that we get. So I've gotten I don't know. I think I've gotten a different batch of a base or something. I don't know. But I have been absolutely wrestling with a few colors that I have to get out. And I'm so over it. So over it. I literally cried today. I cry bombed somebody because I haven't said anything, but I've been just I've been just over this whole situation, and nobody's at fault, and there's nobody can help, but oh God, wrestling. And I wasn't winning. I was the one on the mat with somebody climbing up on the ropes and doing whatever people do at the wrestling matches. I feel like this is I'm trying to figure out a way that you can see what's going on, but I can get right up in here. Oh, but they'll get there. Let's see. Robbie Jim says, I got my core 1 and 2 sets. I went through them and found I was missing 9 paints. 207 out of 216. So the great peeps at the help desk gave me credit for 9 paints to cover it. So is this one of the clear plastic caddies? I think they're having some changes with the way that they do those, so maybe that caused a confusion. You'll have to, or if you'd be willing to bear with us through that, it's going to take a little bit for everybody to kind of, core 1 and 2. Oh, yeah, that's why. It's just going to be different for a little bit. Okay, so we've got base coat on his eyeballs. What are we gonna do about his mouth? See, this is where I would normally use Monster Maw or a BCA pink. I'm dare I use a metallic for the inside of a mouth? I think I can do that. Thanks, Milbrock. I'm more fun using wrestling. I'm getting my Reaper order tomorrow. Yay! Yeah, that's what it is. It's the discontinued paints. And it took a while to get that all figured out. Yeah, let's, I'm gonna use a metallic for the inside of the mouth just because it's what I have. In keeping with the last few weeks, I got here on time and then started messing with other stuff. Ouch. Ooh, French onion soup. This is a very French day because Justin just had French toast for lunch. Told him I was like talking. He wasn't talking very much. I was like, what are you doing? Eating tendies? And he's like, I am eating lunch. And he said that he was eating French toast. And I said, wow, that's exotic. And he didn't feel like it was exotic, but I felt like it was, because that's not like the first 250th thing I would have guessed. Oh, cool. LT Floby. I do that sometimes. I'll like go on the go and take a stream with me. I get distracted real easy. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of, it's like rose gold and cactus flower, and I'm going to see what I get for an inside of the mouth color. So the more paint you add to a metallic, the less sparkly it'll be. So I feel like I can make a decent, like barely sparkly mouth color, and that it won't look so weird. Yeah, I love cactus flower. Cactus flower is actually in our ReaperCon commemorative set number 2, which is coming out Black Friday. We're just making sure that it's finished and hopefully going to be sending it off, if we haven't already, to the UK. I have never made myself aware of how that works until recently, and I'm trying just to be more, like, not in everybody's business about, like, when stuff goes to the UK, but, like, also just pay attention to it. But yeah, so that's coming. Oh, what else is coming up? Kickstarter Fulfillment is coming up. This is my first Kickstarter Fulfillment by myself, as, well, not by myself, but you know what I mean, as the leader. And, sorry, I have to, like, move myself around because of how I'm sitting. What brush do I want to use? So what I've done here is a nice little, now that I'm looking at that, that looks too bright. It looks too magenta. What have I got though? What have I got to kind of tone that down? Okay, so that means I want to go, maybe I can, okay, we're going to get silly. So if it's too magenta and I want it pink, can I add, let me add orange. Ooh, Fraley got the gooey bag. Yeah, it looks pretty strawberry milkshake. If this doesn't work, whatever. I mean, what are we gonna do? We gonna cry about it? I don't think so. Not today. Oh no. Okay, so clears are really strong. Public service announcement. Clears are really, really, really strong. Oh, you know what I've got? I've got... Yeah, I should have added red, but I don't have red. I don't think. I've got a red, but I probably don't have the red that I want. Yes, Rings Raccoon. They are confirmed out of stock. Hold on a second. I have a few more options now. Okay. I'm so disorganized, it's making me angry. It is close to the core color on the Phoenix, actually. It really is. I love color. So I do have all the colors. I just don't have them close to me. I'd have to get up and get them, and that's not good stream. I could do it from the mixing area. That'd be fun. Streaming from the mixing area. I love that color. I think this is the millennial pink. My sample millennial pink. Spoon says, I accidentally sent my friend's kids my Reaper order 2 weeks ago. Laughed about it and reordered it with my address. They get a ghoulie bag. Oh, well, oh well. That's sweet. That's sweet that they got it. Bleached linen. Oh, pearl white. Sweet. Okay. So we will go with this pearlescent. We'll come back to the pearlescent white because I think I will make it sparkly in places. I5 Paints Millennial Pink is one I made. It's just a sample that I named. I think that's the Millennial Pink one. It's hard to say. That could be the Millennial Pink one. Yeah, that's hard to say. I make sparkly pinks. That actually might be the Barbara. This is the Millennial Pink. Which is probably actually closer to what I want. Is this metallic though? Or am I crazy? Or both? One of these is like metallic, but it's really worn down with pigment. I don't know what I've got going. See, this is why. Thanks, the Hatter, or thanks, Samurai Jack. Oh yeah, thanks for all of those, Samurai Jack. That's awesome. This is why I put the spooky purple label on that pink, or purple rather, is because sometimes I make a sample and I don't know what it is, and how are other people expected to know what it is? I don't even know what it is. Okay, so I mixed bleached linen in with this pink, which I don't know if it's the Barbara pink. I think it kind of is the Barbara pink. So LT Flowbee, I am by no means an expert, but I do know that for dry brushing, sometimes, now my wet palette's really dry, but last week when I tried to do something on my wet palette, it was like too wet and I wanted it dry. So I was like, well, I'll add this in here, into the mix. So that's what that's all about. And for metallic, if you mix it with water, it kind of, as I understand it, it comes out of solution in kind of a weird way. I think you can still use it, but I don't know that much about it, just going by what I've heard. Okay, and then I would have to consider that even if the light source is coming from the bottom, the inside of this guy's mouth is not going to be, what's it called? It's not going to be light. It would be shadowy. Like from the back to the front. This is difficult. Sorry, I know I'm off camera. Let's see if I can get this a little closer to me and have it not be in my lap. That would be great. So I'm wearing some very unflattering shorts that I sometimes wear to mix in. If he's on fire, isn't light coming from everywhere? Spoon, so you can thin your metallics. I'm trying to think.
By the way, Miss Sadie, the giveaway is now open.
Giveaway's open. So what I've been doing is I've been giving away those 3 and some extra paints. Usually the same paints, but I won't announce what they are just in case, because they are just some discontinued paints that are kind of themed, kind of spooky themed. Ooh, Spoons doesn't thin their paints because they're a heathen. I like that in a person. I once asked a client when I was doing hair, well, like, you do anything for Easter? And they were like, no, I'm a heathen. And then they thought they had offended me. And I was like, you haven't offended me. I'm a heathen. I don't care. Be a heathen. Do you. Do you, boo-boo, as Justin used to say. Probably still says. Probably not. Times, they are a changin'. As Bob Dylan says. Oh, a pagan and a heathen. I love that. Get it. So, made this nice little beak orange because I can't remember what I used. I can't remember what I used. I just know I gave him a little mouth. I did not thin this at all because I want to cover that pink. If I entered him into a competition, would it be like a dog show and they'd want to look in his mouth? Ooh, a druid. So, you're not in Denton County, you're in Tarrant County, so it doesn't matter. But I voted last week, and in order to vote for and this is not political, this is about somebody's name. Just as a fair warning, because I know Justin will probably think I'm going to a different route. But in order to vote for anybody but the incumbent for the Denton County Sheriff, you have to write it in. And I didn't realize that, I knew it said write-in candidate, but I didn't know that you had to, I know that sounds stupid, but I figured it'd be I don't know, I figured it would be posted or whatever, so I had to Google it real quick, and this person's name is Freya Odinstadter, but it's spelled Odinsdottir. It's a difficult one, unless you're oh yeah, that's easy, when you kind of sound it out or whatever. But man, that's a rough one when you're only right in. But she's probably not gonna get it, but whatever. Yeah, I love the name Freya. It is a good name. I think she's the first, I don't know if she's the first, but a trans woman running for Denton County Sheriff. Love the name. Don't know much about her, but know a lot about the other guy. That's about as deep as I'm getting into that. So, yeah, I love that name. Somebody told me they wrote in Ed, but I won't say who, because you're not supposed to tell people who people vote for. I mean, I just told everybody who I voted for, but I don't care. I was talking about the name. I guess I didn't have to say, but whatever. Okay, so let's look at this fire up close. I kind of like that this camera's here because I can really take a look in these little crevices, because sometimes something looks really great and you look at it on camera and you're like, that looks bad. Okay, so what I've seen is I've gotten a little fire on his little feetsies, so we want to fix that. That would make a great mini Ed Pugh, Sheriff of Denton County. Yeah, I think Ed's done with politics. I'll let him tell those stories, but he has some stories about running for office in Quanah, Texas. I don't remember what he ran for, but ran for something. Did something. Enjoyed it or whatever. Didn't. I don't know. I got this. I can't talk about it. I don't think it's that bad, but I'd probably get in trouble for talking about politics. Yeah, see? Somebody said politics is exhausting. It sure is, so I won't get into it. But sometimes late at night, I have some, grandiose ideas about what I'm going to do. And I had this big plan. It's stupid. Never mind, it's stupid. Or maybe it's not. But just essentially, I was I'm going to switch parties. I'm going to save X party. I don't know. It's stupid. It's really dumb. Oh, not all thoughts are meant to be expressed. I'm sure y'all don't all need that as much as I need that. Okay. Let's see. I need a black. I know I have one. You know what I could use? I don't want to do that. I've been going through all the buckets in the departments, and I have some neat prototypes, but I won't show any of them because I don't know if they'll ever come out. I know that if I talk about new paints, seriously to Ed right now, I'd probably explode. Um, trying to think of how we do eyeballs. I'm trying to think how we did it last time. I think you do like I don't know why I did color in his iris when it's so small, but whatever. I guess I did. So, what Rhonda had mentioned in her instructions before was like a not a wash, but a watered down, I think it was bleached linen in a wide, no, it was like bleached linen and ebony flesh mixed together in like a swipe that was a little wider, and then a tighter swipe of bleached linen, and then the pupil in the middle. But I've already put color there, so that's not really going to help me. Whatever. We'll just wing it. We'll do it live. I do want to tone that down a little bit. I'm thinking crazy stuff. Let's see. I'll take a little of my Elven Green. I'm trying to make an off-white, but not with straight brown, but rather with Elven Green, bleached linen, and maybe like Phoenix Red. No, Spoons. There was not a line. There was not a line when I went in. I voted at about 11 a.m. on the day that early voting opened. Like 2 weeks ago, it was something like 8-hour wait. Apparently it's down to like 30 minutes here. Where are you at, Spoons? I have heard that there are some... I knew that you don't have to, at least in Texas, but probably in the whole U.S., you don't have to wear a mask. Dayton, Ohio. You don't have to wear a mask to go to the polls. I did not realize that that would mean that poll workers would not be wearing masks. So, there are places in our area where people are working at the polls without wearing a mask. Which, whatever. It's Texas. Don't you vote by 6-shooter? Not anymore. In Arizona, they required you had to wear a mask, but then the workers weren't wearing. Good, Swillow. Yeah, I think everybody was wearing a mask. I'm to the point where like it's such a given. I don't even think about it, like whether or not somebody's wearing a mask. I'll have to like think back and I'll be like, was that person not wearing a mask? That happened to me in what's it called? In Tractor Supply. There was a couple in there that wasn't wearing a mask. I'm reminded, as we're coming up on Halloween, of the Halloween after September 11th. And I lived in a super small town, so it's not as if we were going to experience anything, but it was a really paranoid time. Like, if I remember correctly, George Bush made this announcement, and it might not have been right after, it might have been a couple years later, but he made this announcement that you should have 2 weeks or a month worth of food and water, and you should have a room that's like lined with, I think, like plastic, like drop cloth and taped shut. Like, do you remember what I'm talking about, Justin?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It was like Well, we were probably on level orange at that point. But anyway, it was kind of a paranoid time. So I lived in Argyle. We lived in a small town, and I did most of my Halloween stuff with my cousin. So my aunt was like, why don't we just all buy whatever candy we want and sit on the couch and watch movies? So that's what we did. So that's what I've been telling like my friends that are like, what do you mean we shouldn't go trick-or-treating? Yeah, the plastic on the windows was in case of chemical attack. Yeah, see? So scary. But it didn't happen, and we were okay. But I'll tell you what. Thank you, Striding Aragorn. I'll tell you what I do use that for is I live with my uncle, and he hates the smell of acrylic nails. So, in order for him to not smell my acrylic nail job, so the house doesn't smell like a nail salon, I will do my door like that. I'll cover my door in plastic and I'll tape it shut, which is pretty crazy, but it works. He doesn't complain about it anymore. And he used to really get mad about it. Opposite of purple is yellow. Sorry, I'm mixing paint, Crispies. It's coming along fine. I'm just trying to mix like a deep brown, and I don't know how I'm gonna do it. So over here I was working with like an off-white out of green, orange, and white. Now I'm like working on like a deeper brown and how I'm gonna get to there. Need more purple. I need a more purple. I think I used my spooky purple. Oh, you can't even see it. Sorry, guys. I'm over this. But apparently, like, we got the okay to move into our studio. But they were just kidding. Like, they did the up high, down low, too slow thing on us. Let's see. Somebody said something else about voting. Oh, I started using a wireless mouse, so if I don't touch it for a while, it has a problem. Oh my god, no. Everything wants to reply because I clicked on the chat. Okay. Zero says, it took my wife a bit over an hour to vote on Friday. Voters and poll workers were all required to wear masks inside the polling area, but not all voters were masked in the long line. 30 minutes in Austin. Took 45 minutes of waiting to vote in Richardson. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is crazy to me to not wear masks. Stood in line in the rain on Monday for an hour and 20 minutes to vote. We love that. We love that here. The neighbor that I share a vent with did some sort of paint job upstairs, said Swallow, and it smelled like a nail salon for 2 days in my apartment. I had to leave to not get a bad headache. They apparently left and had all their windows open until the smell went away. That's rather selfish. But yeah, I bet they did. I bet they did do acrylic nails. It's pretty rough. They're painting the hallway doors in my building today. The smells aren't coming in though, which is good. I like the smell of house paint. Most paint. I even kind of like the smell of a nail salon. Spoons. I don't think the ink smell, but liners smell. Could it be a liner, or are you sure it's an ink? And how old is that ink? Because I did open an ink the other day that had a little bit of a fragrance to it. That is true. The only Reaper paint that smells bad is rose gold. I'm gonna have to smell rose gold now. Yeah, it just smells like metallic to me. I don't know. Huh. I don't know what I was expecting it to smell like. But yeah, liner, because it's like, It's not ammonia, but it's got like an ammonia-esque sort of smell. Um, so I think that's part of the chemical structure or whatever that makes it like toothy, that makes it like really kind of get in there. Just a little bit of chemistry for you guys. I still haven't decided what I'm gonna go back to school and study, and chemistry is on my list, and it probably shouldn't be. I'm not very good at chemistry, but red liner smells so bad. Yeah, I could see that. Vigo's Peep says I'm way too sensitive to smells. Hair salons are the worst for me, especially if somebody's getting a perm. I was always told, I've done one perm my whole life. I did not want to do perms. I was not interested in perms. I did one perm, one relaxer. And up close, it doesn't smell bad. Yeah, don't tell Ron why I'm sniffing the paints. I should not tell you guys this, but I'm going to, and I'm just going to say don't ever do this. But I was trying to figure out, I was like working with a paint that wasn't a Reaper paint, and I was like, what is this, whatever, this characteristic of the paint, how do you get this, what is this? And I was researching ingredients, and I finally tasted it, and I shouldn't have, but I was like, I need to know if this is that, and I know what that tastes like. It's stupid, I shouldn't do that, but I have heard that, I don't know, I've heard that's a method. Am I crazy? That's a method. Don't do it. It's bad for you. Just because something's non-toxic does not mean that it's food safe. And exposure... No, it's not a good method, Crispy's Live, but I was at that point. I had a hypothesis. It was not it. But, anyway. Long-term exposure to this stuff is not great for you. Like, I'm training a guy right now, and I'm like, is it safe and non-toxic? Yes. Does that mean that the individual ingredients in the, like, super concentrated form are, like, great for you? No. Like, you know, be chill about it. Be cool. So, like, I don't know. I do always have, like, pigment on my skin, and I probably shouldn't. Like, there are bras I won't wear because I know I'll get paint on myself and it'll get into my bra. So I have, like, I don't know, I have a nude bra that I got pigment on. It makes me sad. Valander, don't be a brush licker. Don't do it. I heard somebody got cancer from it. Not from Reaper paints, from whichever competitor you want to insert here. Just kidding. Not really. They didn't really get it from another person's paint, but I heard they got it from being a brush licker. No, not no bra. It's a nude bra, but I got paint on it, and it made me sad. Not that it matters, but I mean, I just don't like it. So, some pigments are made from pretty crazy materials. I work with pure pigment oils and acrylics. So most pigments are crazy toxic. Don't put paints in your mouth. Yes. No brush lickers for life. No. Y'all need to discuss that in private. We need to send that back into the shadows, the brush licking. Do y'all brush lick to get a good point on your brush? What do you brush lick? But yeah, some pigments, ours are non-toxic. Let's see. Under the red, cancers have so many potential causes. There's no way to really say for any specific individual unless it's clear common cause like lung cancer or smoking. That's true. That is true, but exactly. Brush lickers do it to get rid of the paint quicker. Oh my gosh. I did one time do like a spit, like to like put a little point on it, and I was like, I wonder if this is why people brush lick. They like the flavor. I brush lick after I rinse my brushes before I dip it in the paint to help the point no paint. I love hearing about everybody's methods. I've still never heard anybody that actually uses kitty whiskers, but that's my favorite little method people use. You lick your brush to make sure you washed it in your water, not coffee. And I know just living causes cancer. I had a big upset about like COVID and how you can't control what other people do this week, and somebody was like, you're getting cancer from the air and you should be worried about your water. And it's like, don't think I'm not. I am. I know it. But no, I know Rings Raccoon. I know. It was funny. I enjoyed it. I can't say that everybody enjoyed it. I enjoy it though. Yeah, paper towels are good. Oh, Albevison. I'm not going to repeat that. That's a good one. Side note about kitty whiskers. Until I got my ATS Ralph and Carlton, I did not know black cats had black whiskers. Oh, my cats. Ralph and Carlton. Oh, Ralph and Carlton. Those are fancy names. I don't know if I've ever seen black cat whiskers. My cat is white and has white whiskers, and she's the only cat I've ever known to shed whiskers the way she does, which is just crazy. Like, I don't know how you have any whiskers left, Key Cat. I just found one the other day. But I do wonder if it has something to do with her thyroid condition. She has a thyroid condition. She's idling high. Oh. Dabber Raccoon, I've heard that about clocks. I've heard that that's why clockmakers are considered crazy. There are stories that the people who painted glow-in-the-dark watch hand dials got cancer from licking their brushes. That's why we don't have radium watch dials anymore. Yeah. Yeah, there are stories. I have heard that. Ralph was named after a family in joke mixed with Wreck-It Ralph. Carlton was named that because he was found by the shelter in a parking lot. That's cute. The Radium Girls. Mad Hatter, it's the Mercury. Okay, so it is different. I know that I listened to that Serial. Was it Serial podcast? Like the first season I think it was the first season of Serial that had John B. McElmore, and he was a clockmaker. It's a really good podcast. A lot of people don't like it, but a lot of people really love it. It's like heavily hyped. I think it's Serial. I listened to it several times. I really liked it. It's kind of a mystery. About a man with I don't know what he had going. Might have had just a reaction to chemicals he'd used. He might have had a little bit of a like a bipolar disorder, but a really interesting guy. And he had a rose hedge maze that was like on a gate, so he could change it around. And I don't know, I just really liked it. Spoon says, the Phoenix is getting close. Have you thought about what's next for you to paint? Yes, I actually want to paint a human again, and I almost decided to quit painting this for a minute on this episode. Like last night, I was like, I wonder if the people would forgive me if I were just like, F this for this week and let's do something else. But I didn't do that because it's not really a great precedent. Okay, I'm gonna use Chum Red. I'm trying to mix just like pure colors together to get a good like deep brown, black brown. Really, I'm just playing with color. So I'm going to do Chum Red. I don't know if Chum Red's going to make it, y'all, because like the more I look at it, I feel a lot the way I did about Sophie Champagne, which is like, oh, now I would do it just a little bit different or whatever. And we still haven't decided the fate of the Brine Wind colors. It'll remain to be seen. I have put in like my 2 cents about it, which is that I think that the mermaid scale is very popular. I would keep that. I like the pieces of 8 a whole lot. I love those metallics. I did something special in those that I also did in Sophie Champagne. Though I am over Sophie Champagne, I would have done it a little different if I had it to do over again. But yeah, I would imagine some of those will stick around and some of them won't. I-Fi Pants, I've mentioned it. I have brought it up because last year I didn't bring it up and somebody wasn't aware that it was a thing and got kind of like iffy about it. They were like, what is this? What do you mean? It's a sample, but it gets a label? What does that mean? Is it free? And I was like, mm-hmm. You know? Like, yeah. We do this. But I guess I surprised people with it. Let's see. Hope you keep cracking ink and shark bite. Love Ghostfire. I do love Ghostfire. You're welcome, Mighty Jabberwock. Which isn't to say that Sophie Champagne isn't useful. What was his name? Jason. I don't know his Twitch name though. He said he liked to use it for skin, for like fairies, like fairy skin. This is just dark brown, but I would like it to be a little bit more black. Love the metallics. My brushes do not. I have heard that that you should use a different brush and maybe different water. Like change out your water when you use metallics. So when I swatch them, I do change them out a little bit. Kraken ink was very similar to me to like a black indigo, but it was more, it was less grayed out if I remember correctly. Use it as a liner and it thins down really well. My style is probably, if I have a mixing style, is probably more pigmented. I probably push the limits on pigment and then back it up later when I reformulate it. So there's that. No Kolinsky with metallics. Good to know. Let's see. How would you change Sophie Champagne? So I think I'm allowed to talk about this because I think I've heard Anne talk about it, but the Bones metallics are more sparkly and the old metallics are a more subtle sparkle. So I used the old metallics for Sophie Champagne, and it is more saturated than I really want. So if I had it to do over again, first of all, if I had it to do over again, I would probably use it would just be different. It would be more clear, less saturated, and more sparkly. That's what I'd do. But it's fine. They don't all have to be big winners. And I probably shouldn't be so like honest about the paints. It doesn't mean it's a dog, as Ron would say, but that's what I would change about it. And in fact, like the like polished silver versus blade steel. Oh, good. Thanks, Spoons. Yeah, we're still painting the bird. I just am mixing this color, and I don't know if I'm liking it. The idea was to make like a artist's black, I guess. I think that's what I've heard it described as. Like a black that's made of other colors. Well, that's not bad. I kind of did it. He's a little bigger than regular minis, so I won't give myself too much credit. This one's just a little smaller. I'm glad you appreciate it. I may be one. I really like brine wind brown, and I know a lot of people are like, it's gray. It's not brown, it's gray, but I really do like it. It's kind of in the family of shield brown, I think, is probably the closest. Thanks, Dralkery. Man, I'm really bad with names today. I almost called you Jared, Justin. And earlier,
That works for me.
I almost called you Honey. I guess because I'm used to the honey, being around the honey a little more. My uncle's been home, so I haven't had to watch my animals at night. So I've been staying with my honey a lot. I guess that's what I'm used to saying when I need help, is honey. Oh, good. I5 Paint says, I like Brainwood Brown. I feel like it's a good animal for a color. I love that. Let's zoom in on him. Let's give him the zoom in and maybe the interrogation light. Tell us your secrets, bird. Who did it? Who's the Zodiac killer? I know you know. That's not bad. Okay. I can see all the little spots I miss. I feel like this bird's never going to be done because there's all these little spots. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I may be one, but I keep touching it. Supposedly, Ed is going to always make people aware of the cuts from now on. He just didn't think about it being different than it used to be. Yeah, what's in the box? He always cuts pinks. Yeah. He does do that. I just thought of a story I wish I could tell, but I can't. It's stupid. I don't know why I say stuff like that. I should use a holder. I keep telling myself I will, but I forgot my sticky tack. And it's just easier to move because they're big. You know what, though? Crispy's Live, I think it's because people don't use that much pink. Like, if they use it on a person, they're just using it in, like, vascular areas or on a monster, like in a mouth, or you know, you don't see too many all pink minis. I love them. Like, don't get me wrong, I love pink, but i5 Paints, that's exactly it. Somebody made a comment about it in the forums, and I was like, that is it. But whatever, I don't like to comment too much on it. I just want everybody to be happy. I'm with you guys. Whatever you guys want, that's what I want. We actually had a paint mystery this week, and some of you will know that if you're on the Discord or on the Facebook. Somebody had it was one of the Pathfinder paints that we gave away for PaizoCon, and it got a name change, and I did not know about this at all. Could not find a formula for it, could not find it in the original, like, formulation papers or whatever, like any notes. Couldn't find it anywhere. I dug it up like crazy. And even John at the meeting was like, it was just, you know, like, we thought of a solution and thought of something, like, it was just one guy, you know, but I was like, I can't let it go. I've got to figure this out. And then for some reason, Ron came down to talk to me about something else, and then he couldn't let it go. So Ron dug through emails, and I dug through stuff, and we finally figured it out. And it's that Goblin Dog Pink became Sin Spawn Pink. Now, what I don't know, I know that the color didn't really change. If it did, maybe it changed a little. But anyway, the guy used Sin Spawn Pink, or Goblin Dog Pink, and BCA pink, breast cancer awareness pink, together, and it was a really neat, like a, I don't know, a mecha, like a mobile suit. I don't know, but it looked really good. I really liked it. I like the look of like pink, like when I made the doll colors, the Barbie armor colors. I really like the look of armor that's pink. Dip my minis in cup of pink, like paint like Easter eggs. I can crank out 20 at a time. I've heard of that. Maybe with priming, like a mass priming situation. I'm gonna go a little bit longer, guys, but I actually have stuff I have to do, like urgent colors to make. I usually don't, but I kind of do today. So we'll go another 10 minutes, and then we'll draw the winner, find a raid. And I wonder, somebody told me last time, and I missed it, that Anne was streaming. I wonder if Anne's going to be streaming today, and if we could, like, stream Anne before.
She is. She's actually supposed to start streaming at about 4:30.
Okay, we'll stretch it a little longer then. We'll just stretch it a little longer. I don't really need to do anything. What do I need to do? I need to be here with you guys. Come on now. Okay, we'll do that though. On Painting Big Twitch. Oh no. Oh god, everything's falling apart and y'all don't even know it. Okay, where am I? Okay. Yeah, hashtag free it. Yeah, no, like urgent for an order, not for, actually I don't even think it's for an order. I think it's for restock, but it's for Kit Shop. So, Kit Shop is a big priority. The Calisandra is streaming. What's the Calisandra streaming? Man. Oh well, we'll stream Anne. I do want to say, okay, so I have discussed, and I'm still gonna do it, finding, oh my god, I've literally done nothing on this today. I gotta get going. I have discussed finding ways with the paints we have to make the discontinued paints, and I am gonna do it. But I've heard that Anne is already doing it on her Patreon. So if you're interested in something like that right now, or if you want to see her do it, then see me do it later. Or if you want to see her do it and see how I do it and how they're different or the same, and maybe that's kind of cool and fun for you, check that out. That's on the Painting Big Patreon. I don't know anything about those kind of Patreons, but I know there's different levels and that she has different resources, and it's pretty cool. I've heard there's a color wheel. Newly discontinued, correct. All the discontinued would be rough. Would be really rough. Oh, going through my paints last night, I found an oddity on the Reaper Triad section of the website. 9303 Adonis Green should be 9297. The number sequencing doesn't match. Yeah, 9303 is a non-metallic metal, right? I think it's a copper. Is it copper highlight? Yeah, hashtag free it, guys. Maybe this time, okay, so I forgot my green I was using. So maybe we'll take a tiny little, section of this fire and do like a little, like what we would do in hair would be a test strand. We're going to do a test spot of a little bit of a metallic sheen to it. You could also do this if you wanted it a little cooler. You could do a Sophie silver. I don't think I have a Sophie silver, but I actually would prefer it. So we'll try this for now, and then we'll use Sophie silver next time, because I do want to use a little bit of Sophie silver because I like it, and it's coming out in the commemorative set. So I'd love to show people what you can do with that. And maybe even we'll take some of this pearl white. I don't know too much about this, but I do know that Anne said that you can make your own colored metallics in the style of the retro gold silk and the retro red. I think they're all silk, retro red, whatever, retro, the best kind of geek, Varlby gem. You can make your own colored metallics. with pearl white, I'd be willing to bet that you could also do it by that logic with the Sophie Silver. I think Sophie Silver is a little more clear and it's a little more cool on the sparkle. Oh, my tummy's growling. I forgot to eat. It's okay. Ooh, you know what I want to try and make? And I don't think I really need it right now, but I'm going to try and make it anyway. Let's consult our color chart. What did I do with that? Oh, here it is. I'm going to pull out our color star and our little dealie. To take a look at the colors, so I don't need it. This is our little sample. Ah, that was almost a SpongeBob. Ah. I felt like undoing a bra on somebody else, not from experience, but what I would imagine it would be like. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. So we're doing, everything's awful. Going the wrong way. Yellow, green, red, orange, red, violet, blue, green. Yeah, blue, green. Those are our guidelines for what we're doing here. Yeah, quality Twitch content every week. I'll tell you what, I didn't feel like it yesterday. There's never been a time, just so you guys know, there's never been a time that I didn't feel like it, and that stuck all the way into when I was streaming. I always feel like it when I'm streaming. I always have so much fun. But there have been days that I'm like, I don't feel like it. Mostly because I'm busy. Okay, so I'm putting a little clear yellow and a little bit of pearl white. We're going to see where we go. Okay, I'm going to talk about it again. I love talking about it. I'm glad you asked. Amber Dawn, this was willed to me by my great-grandmother, who was a painter. Her name is Billy Cantrell. But it's the color Star by Johannes Johans, however you say that. And it's really neat. I swore that she took notes that they were in this box. Thank you, Dr. Bob. I swore she took notes, but I can't find them. So I must have put them in a book, so I didn't bring them to work. But okay, so we have our color wheel, and we have these little inserts that are like cutouts, not inserts, cutouts. And they look like this, and they just give you guidelines for like a color palette. Yeah, only 175 on Amazon, but I bet you could make your own. I mean, you don't want to plagiarize, but so these are some that she made. I don't know, I feel like they must have been and make your own based on whatever. Or maybe they looked at paintings and they were like, we're going to make our own palette based on what we see here. But so yeah, I guess I could actually use these as an example instead of just showing you what they look like. But so we'll take one that she made. And this one's almost exactly like what we're doing, except that it uses red, orange, yellow, green, and blue, green. I don't know, or I can't possibly think that they would have made some that don't work and shared them which work and which don't, which is something we would do in theater for headshots. We played this what works and what doesn't game. But I can't think that they would have spent time to cut it out to do a what works, what doesn't. This would be a not monochromatic, but a analogous color harmony. Is that what I'm thinking of when they're next to each other? Anyway, yeah, these are there for you. I've actually been thinking about making a color wheel for the first time since like middle school because I'm training a guy. Oh, I bet this one fits on top of another one. Maybe not. Maybe it's just kind of wonky. But it's like how to because you can see uh that it has like pastel, what is it? A tint if it's white and a shade if it's black. So it goes that way. Whereas like if it were what I'm used to, it would get darker or more less saturated in the middle, more saturated toward the end, and it's not necessarily like that. It's like it gets less saturated both places. Oh, there's actually a digital tool available on the web. Yeah, they're expensive, but I mean it's easy to make. It's just got it's just a color wheel with a little nipple on it, a little nub rather, not nipple. But yeah, so that's what these are. Oh, and what's really neat is that they're the ones that come with it are black or white, so you can flip it over and look at it like that. I like black. I'm the type of person that uses the dark mode on my phone or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, so that's that. I really like it. I think I'm gonna start using it. Uh, yeah, not necessarily for the book, but the same thing. An axle point. Thanks, HM Road Dog. That's y'all are so pro. That's what's good about you guys, among other things. You're so pro. Y'all know everything. You really do. Like you're a very good little sample of all sorts of different kinds of information. I like it a lot. It's the best resource in the world. Anne goes over making a color wheel using MSP on her Patreon. I love that. I would actually look at it, but I would be more interested in seeing what I come up with first. To kind of compare. She's obviously much more experienced than me. Like how I'm trying to think if it's like skateboarding. It's like if Tony Hawk was still skateboarding competitively, I may learn tricks and get better, but Tony Hawk's always going to get better than me. Always, always, always going to be a step ahead of me. Now he's going to retire though. But yeah, like that's what I'm pretty interested in seeing. So I'm going to try not to look at it for the mixing the paint because I'd love to see the difference. But Anne did come up with a workaround for the Goblin Dog pink. Okay, so I was looking at that because I wanted to see. Okay, so I can make a yellow-green metallic. So distracted. Sorry, guys. So I obviously wouldn't want to use too much other paint than the metallic because it's going to take the sparkle down. Ooh. I5 Paint says, say these color wheels all metallic paints. I would love that. I would love that a lot. You know what I do that's really OCD? When I read on the computer, I have to double click whatever I'm reading to highlight it. Have to. And it drives people crazy because I forget I do it. But if somebody tries to read over my shoulder, they're like, oh my God, what are you doing? But I can't help it. I have to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the clear Phthalo Green, and this is how I've been using it because it's so strong. It's just to take like a doot of it with the back of my brush. I should have done this first on a really small scale and then added the pearl white so I could kind of keep track of how much metallic I have in here. Justin, are you still here?
I am.
I feel like I'm being rude. Justin's throat hurts. But I still feel like I'm being rude not including you. How are you? What's going on? Anything you want to share with the group?
No, nothing really. I mean, nothing new at least. Oh, Anne's AMA is tomorrow.
And AMA
But
is
yeah,
tomorrow.
my throat does hurt, but I mean, I took some Advil, so it should be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as bad right now as it was, 2 hours ago.
We don't suspect the plague.
partially why I ate French toast as well. It was pretty much as close to soggy bread as possible, which I know doesn't sound appetizing, but it was easy to eat.
My honey always remembers all the advice that I give him, and it's kind of nice because when you're sick, you don't really think about things. But my cousin told me, who has kids, she's like, oh, if you have a stomach flu or you're throwing up or whatever, you do the brat diet. What is it? Bread, rice, applesauce. No, bananas, rice, applesauce, toast. So he'll be like, yeah, the Elven Green is kind of doing the sneak in. He'll be like, brat diet, and I'll be like, oh yeah, great idea. But yeah, so the toast, the bread, the soggy bread, that kind of a, yeah. I wonder if that's too much. I certainly don't want to do it to all of the green because it's going to take that like gradient away. On my cannonball run to Georgia and back Saturday, my co-driver got notified he may have been exposed. It was scary. Yeah, just the tips. Metallic ghost fire. It does look like metallic ghost fire. I'd like to drop a little bit in there and see how close it is. It's kind of one of the colors I've been obsessed with lately. I've also been obsessed with like lemon yellow. Like bright metallic or matte what is it, like green shift yellow, just yellow. I've been obsessed with it. And you know what else? Obsessed with the smell of lemons. Yeah, laser lemon. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Justin.
No, you didn't interrupt. I was listening.
No, I know about like anything else new. Nothing you wanna, nothing.
So I'm also texting Ed about the studio currently. I'm getting an update, so.
I feel like that could be softened a little bit in a way, but I'd really like to work with some inks. I'm going through like an ink period where I'm looking at inks. Thanks, Valfera. Maybe if I would have, instead of kind of dry brushing it, if I would have worked it down. Sorry, I'm in the wrong. Do a light green wash to soften it. Yeah, I might do that. Or if I would have like worked it down a little bit with some water. I've never seen somebody use a well palette, but I don't think this is it. I don't think this is the move. That is just an island of Elven Green. I do like how bright it looks in places, though. If I could tighten up that shadow and blend it, I think that would be really nice fire, because fire is like that. Oh, let's see. If you thinned it, it'd want to go into the recesses. You'll want it thicker to stick to the high points. Yeah, that is true. I just wanted like it to gradiate, I guess. But that's okay. That is okay. Man, guys, last few days, like, everything's been kind of just, not everything. I need to stop speaking in such absolutes, but there's been a few things that have just been so rough that I've just wanted to, like, take a nap in my office, and not because I'm tired, just because I, like, don't feel well. So, I'm so tired. I'm kind of worn out emotionally. I'm worried about people. Worried about the world. You know what I think it is? I think it's like mass manipulation of emotions. And I don't even get on social media that much, but I think there's some kind of real big like push pull that's going on in like the social media whatever, or maybe just in our social like cultural whatever. Oh, it'd be napping platinum. Yeah. But I noticed my mom's been like depressed. I'm like, it's because you're on Facebook, girl. Like, it's Facebook. It's trying to get a rise out of you. And I'm on Reddit, so I feel like I can kind of select what I want to be into, like what I want to come up. I don't know if I've told you guys about this, but I had like the greatest idea ever for a dating app that like connects you based on your Reddit subs. I think that'd be so neat. Because I bet people have just like cultivated a such a specific world for themselves. Such a mix of all their interests. Oh yeah. I do. You know what I like to listen to when I go to sleep? I five paints. I like to listen to the Harry Potter audiobooks. I haven't done it in a while, but I started doing that when I was a teenager. And in fact, like I had somebody ask one time, like spend the night and ask. They're like, "Can we listen to Harry Potter audiobooks?" Like, I know I make fun of you for this, but can we listen to those? Uh, Social media algorithms promote emotionally charged post and response because they get more views, which more eyes on ads. Yeah, I'm getting into it. It does look like throw up from far away. There's a style of art. Okay, so I don't know if it's the actual name of the style of art because my boyfriend told me to stop calling things this, but there's this glass art that he says people call hippie vomit. I showed Justin this one time, and it's just very busy. It's like patterns, different stuff, all kind of shoved together. It's called hippie vomit, and I'm getting that vibe from this, like a mosaic or just too much. But kind of into it, kind of dig it, kind of whatever. I don't know. Kind of into it. I don't know. But I bet if I did like a wash of something, it would work. I would show you a picture, but if it's somewhat offensive within that medium, I would hate to be like, this is hippie vomit, and have it like go on YouTube. Have that be the most popular segment of anything I've ever done. So people find it and tell whoever I said that is this. And it's a pretty small community, so they'd be like, oh, it's James's girlfriend. Blah, she said this. I'm not cool. I'm not hip to that sort of thing. He's the cool one. Which is good because somebody's got to be the cool one, I feel like. It doesn't have to be me. That's a lot of pressure, being the cool one. I'll say something and I'll be like, do the kids still say that? And he'll be like, no. Or he'll correct the way I say it. And I'll be like, yeah, that's what I meant. Not hip to the vom. Back in my day, we called it Ralphin'. Just kidding. I wish it were easier for me to like pull up pictures, but I'd like to look up pictures of some like not iridescent, but the way that feathers kind of have a little sheen to them, but also kind of don't. Kind of like hair. I already got a little glitter on this guy, and you know what I think it's from? I think it's from when I put sparkles into paints and come back into my office. Nope, didn't miss
Also,
a trigger.
Sadie, upon counting, it looks like we are 1 sub away from 3 giveaways.
What? Yeah. Feathers are just dramatic hairs. I don't know that much about the structure of hairs, like what hair or what feathers are made of. Like hair is made of keratin. I don't know about fur, and I don't know about feathers. But I do know, like, my dog breed has, like, kind of people hair. So I know, like, some fur is more like people hair, but I wonder what feathers are. They feel kind of plasticky. Maybe I've never felt real feathers, though. Maybe those are, like, craft store feathers, which might be real feathers. They might just be dyed. I don't know. We are almost through a fast palette. Drown Opal Pink, Dwarf Butt Brown, Cloaca Coral, and Hippie Vomit. We just need 2 more colors. Feather cores, quills are keratin. Okay.
By the way, I think that's cloaca coral.
Thank you. Cloaca Coral. What's that mean?
Well, cloacas. Well, you know.
I'll Google it later. I feel like Dave,
Yeah, that's
we're
for
always
the best.
saying stuff in front of Dave that's kind of gross, and he's like, I'm gonna look it up. Feathers are actually scales. They are made of keratin. There's no such thing as plastic or fake feathers.
Wow.
Ew!
Rihanna with the very specific.
That is a very descriptive word. That is a aggressively descriptive word. Feather, fur, and hair are all just modified keratin. Same stuff. Thank you. I will never be offended by stuff like that. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. I'm going to take just a little bit just to finish up. We have a couple minutes. We're going to wait until Anne starts streaming. I'm just going to take a little bit in this. Ew, I'm not into that. I guess I don't have to be into it, though. That's a good lesson.
We call that efficiency.
That's a good lesson for today, is you don't have to be into it for it to be true. I've been sharing these lately, and it's just these little expressions that, like, work their way into my little zeitgeist, which is interesting because I listen to a lot of old podcasts or old, perfect HM or a dog, old, radio shows and whatever. So sometimes these things kind of just an expression will be like the first time I hear it, but then I'm just inundated with it. And what it is lately is, there are no solutions, only trade-offs. So there are no solutions, only trade-offs. And also, you don't have to be into it for it to be reality. Which brings me into my all-time favorite expression that I don't think is anybody's. I've heard it used a lot, but Dr. Drew says it, is you have to meet reality on reality's terms. That's mental health. Meeting reality on reality's terms. We are not on 100 again on Reaper Live. We are on 99.3, 99.2.
Correct. Yes, and after my conversation with Ed, it seems that hopefully, it seems all likelihood, we will get the soft approval Monday afternoon, and then maybe a written approval at some point after that. Where maybe we could start moving in Tuesday. We're hoping.
God, I hope so. I'm so tired of setting up my own stuff. I really am. I know that sounds lazy, but I'm just tired. Guys, I'm about to start streaming me taking a little nap. Little nip nap. That's okay, Dr. Bob.
Upside of things is Anne is now live. So.
That's right. We're going. We're getting it. So y'all go ahead and get excited about Justin drawing our winners. Sleepy Sadie.
All right. I just drew our 3 winners.
All right. Get it. Give it to us.
We have Zorblack, Lickin' Brushes, and Amberden. Those
Licking
are our three winners.
brushes. Did you change your name to that just for what we were talking about today?
No, I think I've seen that name before.
Good. Well, congrats, everybody. Thank you for joining us and hanging out and spread the Reaper love to the person we're streaming. Maybe they've heard of us. Maybe not. But she'll have lots of good, important stuff to tell you. Spoons, I'll probably just take a weekend off. I don't usually take days off. This is my day off. I'll probably just take a real day off. So we'll do that. Exclamation point, I won something, question mark? And it's going to give you instructions. I won something? But, yeah. Y'all be good, and we'll see you at 6 p.m. for Reaper Live 99.2. Thank you for joining me. I always appreciate you guys. Be safe. Don't be pandemic fatigued. Stay away from people. Don't trust anybody. And yeah, be good or don't get caught. We love you.
Thank you guys very much, and we'll see you for Reaper Live.